So, what is the cross-liabilities clause on an insurance policy? Could it be that your policy somehow develops emotion and gets angry about stuff? Well, this might come as a surprise, but there is actually a logical explanation behind almost everything on an insurance policy. In this case, we are talking about liability policies. A liability policy covers you when others start a huffing and a puffing and want to blow your house down with litigation because you accidentally hurt them or messed up their property. That sounds simple enough, but things can get complicated. Sometimes more than one entity is covered under a single policy. For example, a motor mechanic and a shop supplying vehicle spares might share the same policy because of their close relationship. They might have a common shareholder and even share certain resources like the premises they operate out of. Now, suppose the shop supplies a defective part to the mechanic, who then installs it into the customer's car, and that causes the customer's car to break down, catch fire, or crash, or whatever the loss may be. She would most likely sue the mechanic. What's the mechanic going to do? He would sue the shop. But here's the thing. Both the shop and the mechanic are insured under the same liability policy. And the policy says you can't sue yourself. So now what? Fortunately, the cross-liabilities clause says that if two entities, who are both named as the insured on the policy, were to sue each other, the insurer will pay for them to slug it out in court. Why would insurers do that? This might sound like the insurers are inviting unnecessary claims, but in practice the clause does work quite well. Suppose a residential estate's policy covers both the estate and the people who live there. If the exit gate on the property were to close unexpectedly, causing damage to a resident's vehicle, damage to the vehicle would be covered even though the vehicle's owner was also an insured under the policy. Now, all this might be as complicated as the relationship between two hormonal teenage siblings. But wait, there's more. As with many arguments between teenagers, the dialogue becomes quite interactive, consisting of complaints and counter-complaints. So by the time the argument gets to mom or pop, there is both a claim and a counterclaim. Litigation between grown-ups works in much the same way. Often there is both a claim and a counterclaim. So, if the policy's indemnity limit is 1 million rand, does each warring party get 1 million? No. The 1 million is the maximum that the policy will pay, and that brings us to the next awkward issue. How exactly is that 1 million carved up between warring parties? Well, that's just one of the deep mysteries of the universe. The policy doesn't usually say how that works. If you have any tips for insurers on how it should work, please leave them in the comments below.